Welcome to Texas Women in Music, where we celebrate the stories, sounds, and unstoppable spirit of women shaping the music world. Today, we're turning up the volume with a powerhouse trio that's rewriting the rules of country music from their new home base in Nashville, Tennessee. They tour through our great Lone Star State several times each year. In fact, we can't wait to welcome these ladies at Green Hall in New Braunfels on Saturday, November 8th at 11:30 a.m. Their glitter, grit, and grace all rolled into one. Opening up for legends like Lone Star, Dierks Bentley, and Lee Brice, lighting up CMA Fest and conquering international charts with hits that blend heart, harmony, and pure fire. With millions of streams, major band collaborations, and a mission to heal through music, the Heels are proving that country music can move both the body and the soul. We're joined by Bobby Smith, Brittany Dominelli, and Kayla Rollins, three women whose friendship, talent, and drive have created more than just a band. They've built a movement. Please help me welcome the Heels.
What inspired you to pursue music?
I've been doing it my entire life. I don't know if I ever wanted to do anything else. I never had that on a list, when you're a little girl and you decide, oh, I want to be this or that. It was always singing wherever I had a journal or a notebook. I started songwriting really young as well. So I think I always wanted to be a storyteller and a performer. And I've literally been doing it on stage since I think I was 4 or 5. So,
Wow. Yeah. Fantastic. How about you, Bobby?
I grew up singing. I always loved performing and putting on shows. And I think for me, I took a step more in like the professional direction when I was around 10 years old. I entered a talent show. I started getting voice lessons. And then we started recording and putting music out when I was around 11. But it was just always something that I had a huge interest in country music videos, and just being on stage and performing just always was something that was my passion.
Fantastic. All right, Miss Brittany, your turn.
Mine's a similar story. I was born into a very musical family, so as long as I can remember, music's been around me. So I just assumed when I got older that's what I was going to do too. And I started doing some dance and theater also when I was a kid, and that dance went into my teen years, and I sang. I just have sang since I was a little kid too. So yeah.
Fantastic. Who are your biggest musical influences, Kyla?
Whitney Houston, Celine Dion, Mariah Carey, all the divas, Tina McBride. I just would try to mimic what they were doing, and I learned I tried to learn from the best in the world. And Ella Fitzgerald, when I started a jazz band, I was like, well, I might as well find the best and try to do exactly what they do. So, yeah.
Fantastic. Bobby?
I grew up loving Reba McEntire, then, Shania Twain, Tanya Tucker, Michelle Wright, Trisha Yearwood. So when I was a kid, the influence of females in country music was huge. And so I think there was just so many dominant artists that were female. So it was really easy to find women and voices to look up to and to replicate. And I think that's sort of our mission too, is to bring back that big, strong female presence in country music.
Yes. All right, Miss Brittany, your turn.
My first concert that I went to, I think I was 4 or 5, was Sheryl Crow, and I was like captivated. I loved her so much. If It Makes You Happy is still my favorite, one of, or if not my favorite song. So definitely Sheryl Crow. I listened to whatever my parents were listening to, which was a lot of like classic rock and rock and roll, and then like soft rock and pop. And then I really got into pop stars. I thought I was gonna be Britney Spears. Like I was singing Britney Spears, Christina Aguilera, like Spice Girls, a little younger, and then girl bands. And yeah, so I learned how to harmonize with my dad, and Yeah, I'd say the pop stars into pop country like Shania Twain and Faith Hill.
Right, right. Wonderful. So, staying with you, Brittany, how has your background or upbringing shaped your sound? Can you go into more detail about that?
Yeah, like I said, I started singing harmonies when I was really young. My dad was in a band his whole life, and so he would bring me up on stage with him to sing harmonies and teach me how to sing with Sheryl Crow and Bryan Adams, like to their albums, and that really shaped me. I'd say, like just learning how to sing with my family.
Wonderful. How about you, Miss Bobby?
I would say, country music was a genre that I thought that was the only genre of music. So my voice is very country because that's all I really listened to until I was about 12 years old and realized that there was other styles of music. But at that point, I had already started my music career. And so I think that, the sound that we have today, country was the genre that we all had in common. And like Kyla was saying about writing and being storytellers, that's something that we've all done since we were really young. And it just was a natural thing for us to write music. And I think country music is a genre that really lends well to that storytelling. People, they want to hear what the story of the song is, and it's not so much heavy in, just what it sounds like sonically. So I think that the country music side of things and what I brought to the group was a very country music sound. And yeah, that's all I knew. So
Yeah. All right, Kyla, your turn.
I like big songs and I like a lot of just everything extra. So for me is if a song goes somewhere like a diva would sing, that to me is the background and what and how I was influenced was all about the bigger the better and the higher the louder. I was heavily influenced with Whitney Houston, I would say, of anybody. And I wanted to like I still try to just get to the perfection of her voice and yeah, the tone, just everything. That's just for that 100% is what I think I bring into the band as well as extra, anything extra.
Yeah. You can't have enough of that, especially when you're on stage.
Yes.
So, Brittany, your sound blends tradition with something fresh. How would you describe your music style?
Yeah, just exactly what we've been talking about, how we all come from different musical backgrounds, but we all had country in common. So like I have a more like softer pop kind of feel to my voice. Kyla has the big diva voice and Bobby has the country sound. So we make like our own unique sound when we blend together. And somehow all of our unique voices blend together really perfectly. Yeah,
Yes,
it's like a family.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they do, and it's so awesome. It's so rich. There's so much richness in your harmonies.
Yeah.
Do you have any rituals or habits that help you stay creative, Brittany?
Me personally or as a group?
Well, you personally, and then I'll go around.
Okay. I feel like I used to more like when I was songwriting by myself a lot. Now we songwrite as a group. I don't really songwrite by myself unless something pops up in my brain because I'm a mom, so I'm like super busy during the day and I don't really have a lot of time to sit anymore and have my own like musical ritual times. But I feel like we bring out creativity together. So that's where I get the most creative outlet when we're all together.
Fantastic. How about you, Bobby?
I think I find inspiration and creativity as often as I can from, listening to different music and also different genres of music too. I think also we go to live shows and sometimes in a live show or like a songwriters round, I'll just start getting all of these ideas or even sometimes certain venues we go to. I feel like it's like an energy that we channel or something. So I think surrounding yourself with live music and listening as much as you can. I mean, I think when you're recording like we are and writing, a lot of times we listen to our own music. And so it's sort of something that you have to sort of remind yourself to see what's out there and what other people are releasing. But I would say that's where I find a lot of but also like quotes and reading things online. I just started picking up, novels again and reading. So I guess anywhere really, anytime you can quiet your mind, getting outside in the forest and going walking. I find white noise really helps me. I'll get a lot of downloads of songs when I'm maybe showering or driving or washing dishes or gardening. So random.
That's wonderful. All right, Kyla.
Well, I have a weird thing where I'm like, if I don't feel inspired or I don't know, heartbroken or something, I'll be like, well, maybe I should go back to an ex or something,
That's your ritual.
Go back.
Creative ritual.
Yeah,
Creative ritual.
you just never know when
So
inspiration is gonna hit. And sometimes if I'm not feeling something, I'll be like, well, I need a little inspiration. I'll go back there. But
Shake it up a bit.
yeah, that's like I said, I'm extra.
She writes from what she's
I
experiencing.
write from what I know and what I feel, and I find everything's inspiring, really.
Mhm.
Like my family, my friends. I also observe what other people do, and either be like, I'm not going to do that, but I'll write a song about that. So I take inspiration from every aspect of life. And I just feel like every day there's ideas all day coming in. Like it's nonstop. And I think the more you do it, the better you become at it, like anything. But the more ideas come back to you, the more ideas you actually let out. It's kind of like a detox and like a retox and a detox. So I think it's just every day ongoing. You never know when inspiration's going to hit.
Yeah, keep that notepad ready, right?
Yes.
What's your most memorable most memorable performance experience? Anyone can
Well,
answer.
The Opry House
Yeah.
for me.
Playing the Grand Ole Opry was amazing.
Yeah.
And also when we opened for Alabama.
Yes, both of those.
Yeah, those were top moments for us.
Yeah. And I think the Grand Ole Opry House, we were part of an independent music award show. So we got to sing there, but we also won our first American Music Award that night for Country Group of the Year. And then opening for Alabama was amazing because it was sold out.
Yeah.
It was in Florida.
An amazing crowd.
The crowd was so receptive. From the moment we walked on stage, you never know how it's going to go when you're opening for another band. People have paid money to see the band that's after you. But they were so welcoming and so full of applause and screams and just so much joy. And then lineups afterwards to meet us, like we were just blown away both nights.
We get emotional even talking about it.
And they treated us so well. Just the crew was amazing, like top level, of course. And so the whole experience we were just like, wow, can this be the new
everyday
bar?
When we got there was all these people coming out to the car to carry our things. We're like, what are they doing? Is this
Yeah,
us?
they're getting robbed.
Are they taking our things? Yeah. And then catering and security. And just,
we're in this like transitional space in our career where we're getting a taste of like the top level stuff. And then we're also playing, like our gigs at coffee shops and
where we set everything up ourselves.
Where we do it all DIY. Yeah. So we're really, really experiencing both contrasts right now. And it's cool.
It's cool because it's inspiring and humbling and it balances everything out. You get a taste of this and then you're like, oh, back to this.
How do you prepare for a live show? I mean, how did you prepare to perform before Alabama, for instance?
You have to be really ready. And by getting ready, you have to do it a lot.
And we did.
We've all been doing it a lot our entire life. So we feel more than ready, and to the point where you almost don't have butterflies, but you still do.
And the Alabama, we had performed all year.
Thankfully, we had all this, a year of experience in Nashville.
Yes. And there's a restaurant that we play in Nashville all the time called Puckett's, and we play there most Friday and Saturday nights unless we're out on the road. And then all through the week. We would play, you know, at different songwriting rounds.
Just at
and
Three Girls.
yeah, so when we got asked to do this, it being an acoustic show to open for a huge band. Their band was not just, you know, a normal 3-piece backing up. There was an organ player, a
Like
piano
9
player.
pieces.
So there was so many guitar
couple,
players,
yeah.
and we weren't, you know, we thought, okay, we'll
Let's
come
go.
out with just the 3 of us.
Yeah.
And we were ready. And even I remember you saying that you felt like you had almost like an out of body experience because you were just so in it that you were like, did we sing that? Did I sing that?
Yeah.
Did you sing for me?
Because by the time, like, because we're so well rehearsed now, it's like muscle memory. So you don't have to be like concentrating and thinking all the time about what you're doing, which is so nice. So less stressful. You can just enjoy the experience.
I can't recommend that enough, is getting out and doing it. And it's different from doing it in your house
Yeah,
on a computer
sure.
to TikTok. You have to get out and actually sing to people and connect with people.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then the whole interaction that comes in between songs, I think
Yeah.
is one of the biggest learning curves for
Yes.
artists, because sometimes you can sing, but then when the music stops and you have to talk and introduce your
Mhm.
band and everything that is about the next song and keep it flowing.
And connect with the audience, ask them questions. Like
Yeah.
it's a huge part of the show. It's just pretty much just as much as the music.
And be funny.
Yes. And I think that doing those smaller shows like we were doing all year in Nashville, there's people seated right in front of the stage. And so you are interacting with them and you're having those moments where, you know, maybe when you're in a stadium, like when we opened for Alabama, you're not going to talk directly to people, but it allows you to have those moments of connection without feeling like it's foreign.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was very good that we performed all year.
So the advice is to get out and do it.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah, because you feel the vibe with the crowd, and
For
that's
sure.
Yeah.
that's so powerful. You can't do that with a screen. So okay.
No.
Have you had any interesting or funny fan interactions, Bobby?
I mean, there's always funny people. There's, you know, great experiences where you'll have people that show up with your merch on and they'll have our CDs, or like when we went to CMA Fest recently, there was people that had met us the previous year, and then they had the photos that they had with us from the previous year and they were printed out and they were all ready to have us sign them. So those are really cool moments, and seeing people wearing like our shirts in the crowd. And then there's funny things where guys will, you know, hold up signs or phones asking us to marry them and weird things. So
Some people give us gifts.
yeah. So you never know. They remember when there was that couple and they baked us high heel shaped cookie cupcake things, and people like to buy things that are in shapes of heels and give them to us. So it's very sweet.
Oh, that's fantastic. So do you, Kyla or Brittany, do you have any funny fan interactions you want to share?
The other day at in Victoria, the show we were doing, there was just like these. It's interesting to watch what happens in the crowd, because the 3 of us are like, we attract different people to us. So then like when I look over here, like I like to actually watch the show, like the show that's watching us. I enjoy watching the show.
For sure.
And there's so much happening that it, like, we actually want to do a whole podcast on what we see from the stage, because there's just such great stories to tell, like unlimited. But there's one guy that was like, I see you seeing me, seeing you. And then he was like, I had to go the other side of the stage. We get asked out a lot, which is kind of fun. And
it's fun to watch like the different kinds of people who get attracted to us. I had a girl that was wearing the exact same outfit as me, and she was so excited and like staying beside sort of where I was on the stage. So yeah, it's pretty neat.
Oh, that's lovely, lovely. So what advice would you give to emerging artists?
For
anybody, go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just think do it until it's muscle memory, like Britt said. You have to do it every day, and it's a job. It's more than a full-time job. We work there's 3 times the amount of time put into this, and we can't keep up. So like we need assistance now because we're getting
Yeah.
so many, like, we just
Emails,
got another one,
messages.
another band, can you play this date, you know? So you just have to treat it like a business because that's exactly what it's not just creativity, it's
Mhm.
as much creativity as it is business.
Yeah, or even
Yeah.
more business, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think, like we were saying, doing it as often as you can, but then also having fun. I think
Yeah.
that it can be really, like, we all did this as solo artists before we joined as a musical sisterhood. And I think that's one thing that we all agree on is that there's so much to be said about celebrating together and going through the hard times together. And because sometimes, you're going from here to there and you're getting up at 4 a.m. and you have to get glamorous, and then you're so tired and maybe you haven't slept at all, and
Brittany doesn't sleep much.
no, but you have to put on this face all the time and be personable and connect with people, and you're trying to save your voice because you're singing so much, but you're also trying to have conversations with people in loud bars. So there's so much support that we have between each other. And I think that even if you're a solo artist, find your team, because when you have people that can support you like the way that we do, this is our business, and we share all the tasks and we share, all the wins and the hard times, like I said. So I think that if you are a solo artist, that finding your team is even more important, because we couldn't do like the level that we do on our own. I don't think we could.
Find people that believe in you almost more than you believe in yourself to work with.
People that are excited.
And I also think you have to not be afraid to make mistakes. I feel like that's like a really big one, because when you make the mistakes, you find what eventually leads you to what works, or you learn from that. And then also kind of similar to that is don't be afraid of hearing no, because that'll also eventually, like, the more you're hearing no means you're doing stuff, right?
Yeah.
It means you're
It's like bad
taking
publicity.
action, and
Good.
eventually you'll get a yes.
Yes.
All publicity is good publicity.
And rejection is just redirection.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then, I've heard a quote once that was like, go for no, like try and find the no's, because that means that you're gonna, like, it's like you're finding your niche. It's like you're finding your yes eventually.
I lost
There's a song in here. Go for no.
Yes. I was going to say that when you were talking about you're very good at being like, there's a song, writing it down.
Oh yeah, go for no. There's another song, write it out.
There you go. How does your experience in business and management help you as an artist? Anyone can answer.
Well, when I started music, I didn't realize, even though I went to performing arts school, even when I went to university for music, I didn't realize that, like what Britt said too, is like literally probably 80% is business. And you have to really treat it like that. Working more than 8 hours a day, you can't do 4 hours a day. Some people are like, wow, 4 hours a day on music, that's a lot. And it's like, no, absolutely not. When you go to Nashville, the people there on Broadway, they're doing like probably, I would say, 12-hour shifts of singing, and they do that every day and that's just normal for them. So plus they have to do their solo career, because on Broadway a lot of it's covers, so they're doing their solo career stuff, they're doing their marketing, their promotion, their single releases. So you just have to absolutely treat it like a business, and leave time for your personal life, but also leave time for creation. So trying to figure out how to do all of that is probably the biggest challenge, how to fit it all into 24 hours.
And sleep.
And sleep.
Yeah, but business has definitely taught us a lot of strategizing those kinds of things.
Yeah, time management, and then just working with other people. I think when we all were entrepreneurs in our own right, it gave us just a grasp on, if we wanted to do this professionally, what we had to do differently. Because I think we've made jokes that had we gone to Nashville when we were all, in our teens or early 20s, like what that could have looked like. Because I think now we do really treat it like a business. We're not, as much as we're going to network and we're going to go to industry events, we're not partying.
We're like home by 10.
Still say we're working.
We are.
You said that yesterday. I'm here working.
Yes.
But you have to have fun at the same time.
Yes. And so there is that balance. And I think we also bring that out in each other, because this is fun for us and we have a good time. But I could see how if if you were by yourself, you really could get tunnel vision, because a lot of times we will remind each other, okay, like, gotta have fun, or let's actually celebrate and have a glass of wine or something, because you can get really lost in the next step and the next step, especially when you plan so far in advance, which I think with the music industry, you really have to.
Like
You're
a
always,
year.
yeah. And so then you can kind of get lost in this time warp of feeling like you're actually here, but then it's like time goes by slow, but it also rapidly goes by.
Yeah, you just
Yeah.
have to be very organized. And I own restaurants, so I had that background for business, which I didn't have when I was a solo artist. So once I had that, I really learned, it taught me not to be a pushover, because before that business, I really was a pushover. And like, I don't hide that. I'm not ashamed of that, because it was part of my process and part of my journey. But I really learned that you really have to speak up for yourself, stand up for yourself, and learn to say no, and why, have boundaries. So when we met, Brittany was a barista for me at my restaurant, and then Bobby was a customer. And even then, like, to figure out our logistics and the way that we work together in this band, just because we did meet in a totally different dynamic, and how to bring that into a creative dynamic like this, it was a little bit uncomfortable at the very beginning. But now we've found our job, like the way that we can work best together. But there was a lot of growing pains. We wrote a song about it, in fact, and there's always going to be growing pains, no matter what.
Yeah, I worked in sales, and I think that helped with us. Like, there's like a lot of budgeting in music, and then Brittany does a lot of the grant writing, and so I think we all bring different skills together,
Different strength.
and then we just sort of, like you were saying, we just kind of fell into a rhythm of where everyone was doing what they felt they were strongest at, but also what they felt most passionate at doing. So it
I
works
keep
well.
everybody on time.
Yes.
Yeah, organization is the key for sure.
So in the restaurant, I have open mic. It was always my dream to have a venue. And so Brittany's sister and you and your sister had a duet together,
A duo, yeah.
a duo, but they were very shy. And
We
so
were like, we would write songs and stuff in our bedrooms and put stuff up on YouTube. We did a couple live shows, but
yeah. And I knew, for some reason, she said, I tapped her and I said, we're gonna sing together. I don't remember that. Well, I kind of remember, I don't know, but it happened.
we did.
And literally, I got her up. I was like, you guys get up there, because they were just so sweet and shy. And I'm like, I feel like there's something there, something really good. I could just feel it. And then they sang. I'm like, oh my goodness. I was in a full other band, like working full time. And as soon as I heard them, I knew, when you meet someone, you just immediately see them in your future. And so we started singing shortly after. And yeah, we just connected on so many levels.
And we because like for me personally, I had been in a lot of like situations where it's like really consistent. We're doing so much work, and then we would get busy and we'd like fall off the wagon, and then we'd be like, okay, we got to work more. And so it was like, we shook hands and we were like, we're really doing this. We're like, actually, and we looked at each other in the eye. We're like, no, but like, actually, we're doing it. We're like, okay, actually, we're going to do this. And we have not taken our foot off the gas since then. We all were like kind of just going through our own stuff personally. And so we would get together every day at the cafe, and like with multiple people, and just play music and as an outlet. And then it was like healing for us. And yeah, those were our first conversations. And then
Eventually Georgia had left.
So we did form a band, me, Kyla, and my sister. And then my sister left to go back to school and travel and stuff. So then Kyla got a feeling in the middle of the night that she got a voice in her mind that said, Bobby, Bobby, Bobby. So we weren't friends with Bobby. We knew Bobby, but we didn't hang out or anything.
I bought a smoothie at the cafe every day.
I saw them. She was a regular customer at the cafe.
And she used to sell me makeup.
Yeah.
And so I would tell her
acquaintances.
Yeah, I would tell her all the time, like, what are you doing working here? Like you're way too pretty and talented to be selling me makeup. So it always bugged me that she was doing that. I mean, I was happy you were selling me makeup and helping me, but at the same time, I was like, what is she doing? And so, yeah.
And so
This voice like came, Bobby, Bobby. I was actually very sad that Georgia left and like heartbroken, and I didn't know what to do. And so I was praying and praying. And then that's when Bobby's name came up. And then I messaged the Bobby that I knew, and I knew it
Yeah.
was her.
And then the day before she messaged me, excuse me, a girl that I was working with, her mom brought her this book, this life-changing book to work from Shonda Rhimes called The Year of Yes. And she was trying to encourage her to read it and make some positive changes in her life. And so I was being a supportive, fun friend, and I said, let's do it. We'll do it together. And I don't even know if my friend read the book. I actually haven't read the book. I want to, because it really impacted my life, but we sort of skimmed through and saw that if you say yes to every opportunity, which I kind of touched on earlier, has impacted us, but it changes your life radically in a year. So Year of Yes was a little pact that me and that friend at work made. And then the very next day, I opened up my phone, and because Kyla was a makeup customer, like she said, I had a makeup store in the neighborhood. I managed a drugstore, the makeup department. And then that's how I would always see the girls. But like Kyla said, she would come and buy makeup for her stage show. So I thought this message was that Kyla was coming in. So I read it out loud to that friend, thinking that we would go and set up a station and show her some new things, or I don't know. But that friend also, it's funny because she would always try to get me to sing for customers in the store, or when we'd go places together, she would tell people, Bobby's a singer. And then I'd be really embarrassed and be like, I'm not singing here at this party, or, whatever. And anyway, so I had said I would do the Year of Yes. The very next day, Kyla messages me. I read it out loud in front of that friend who's always trying to make me sing for the customers. And it just says, would you want to be in a band with me and Brittany? And so my friend is like, you have to say yes. You have to say yes. And at that point, I would work very long hours. I hardly had time to wash my laundry. And I thought, you have no idea the type of commitment that it is to be in a band. And so I did say yes. I typed, oh, that's, would be very fun. But in my mind, I thought I would go to this meeting with the girls and I would try to convince Brittany's sister to stay in the band, because I knew how rewarding music is, but I also knew how hard it is. And I had many regrets of leaving the music industry, because people had told me, what are you going to do as your real job? Or how are you going to make money? And all those lovely, encouraging things that people tell artists. And so I had taken a step back to do business and thought that it was the right thing to do. And even though I didn't like it, what I loved was working with women. And I was actually thinking that at the time, oh, if I could find a team of women, that would be really enjoyable to do music again. And so just funny enough, this all came together. I went and sang with the girls and thought, wow, that sounds really good. And our voices blended really well. And I was listening to some songs that they had been working on. And it was also with producers that I had worked with too. So there was a lot of common threads like pulling us together. And
we literally lived the first day I picked them up for our very first gig. We lived on the exact same street that the restaurant that we met at is on. So I picked them up on First Street. And so we wrote a song about that too.
Yeah. It was also serendipitous that it felt like, how could we not do this? It was, God was pulling us all together in this one little area of town. And there's even so many more stories that we could go into of how that happened.
Like we all had these crazy stories, like backstories, even further than what we talked
to
about.
Get to that street.
Literally brought us to that street, First Street.
We need to write a book.
Yeah, we are in a book.
We
are
are
talking about our story.
Yeah,
that's coming out next year or something. So, we wrote a song about it that will also come out eventually. But our story is extremely serendipitous, like beyond a coincidence.
Yeah, definitely a God thing.
For sure.
We hear that touring and performing involves the whole family. Who tours with you in the band?
Well, it's always different because like we said, we're very in between stages in our careers. So sometimes we have a whole crew of our families, and sometimes it's just us three girls on the road. It's really nice when we can bring our families and a crew and have helping hands and stuff. So
Yeah, but Brittany's husband and our producer was originally our band leader,
Yeah.
guitar
Guitar
player.
player.
Well, he went from
Songwriter.
guitar player to band leader, producer.
And stars in
Songwriter.
our music videos.
Yes.
So his
Check
name's
out the-
Anthony Fiddler.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Check out our music videos. I
Mhm.
think he's in every single one,
Yeah.
except Holy Coast, but we make jokes that he's hiding under the ocean.
He's in most of them for sure.
Yeah. And then her baby, Paige.
Yeah. So in Nashville, we all have a home together. So we have our homes up in Canada separate, and then we have our home in Nashville where we spend about 70% of our time, 75% of our time. And then
But also on the road there. So
yeah, so not
We don't.
Anyway.
we're kind of gypsies, really.
yeah,
aren't
we really are.
yeah.
We're everywhere.
Yeah, I guess we're just all over the map. But
Yeah.
anyway, yeah, the husband and baby comes with us when we go for long trips.
Yeah.
But it depends where we are. Like right now, we're at my mom's house, so we're not even
Yeah.
at any of our houses.
Yeah.
And she's literally, my parents have hosted us, and
Mhm.
they're
the
just
best
Yeah.
host and
yeah.
hostess
Mhm.
ever.
So they're
So-
technically with us right now.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
true.
Just
So,
depends
and
where
your
you are.
husband's here
And
and
we have,
dog.
and we
Yeah.
have such a supportive family unit. Like our parents, we always joke they're our super fans, and we can't take them certain places because if things don't go well with, say, award shows, they might flip a
You'll
table and
know.
start
Yeah,
swearing.
or the sound's not
And-
quite
yeah,
right.
yeah, they're gonna run over there and tell the sound people how it's supposed to sound. So, and then
Just
they're
the
in
sound
our,
person's
they
worst
all,
nightmare.
yeah, they wear our merchandise. So we have, we call them super fans. They're our super fan parents, and they
Yeah.
sell merchandise for us sometimes,
Yeah.
or they'll, they're going off and finding more shows for us. And
They
I,
wash our costumes.
Mhm.
and my dad, if you're even a solicitor at our front door, my dad will invite people in and show them our videos on YouTube. My dad's like, I made you some money today. I played your YouTube. So we're very lucky. And so because of that, they will come with us on the road, and you'll
Yeah.
have grandparents.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
join
anytime
our
that we
page.
can, we bring people, but
Yeah.
So the ask at a festival for how many passes the Heels want is very long. But we're just grateful we have all those supporters.
Fantastic. So some fun questions now. And I'll go one by one. Kyla, if you weren't a musician, what would you be doing?
Oh my
She's
goodness.
had 64 jobs, sorry to interrupt.
Yeah. More than that now, I think. I don't know. I don't, you know what? I'd be just a kept woman.
But you're also a great photographer.
Well, yeah, I enjoy that. But I just
but
feel
you
like
enjoy being kept.
I
kept
just
a little
love
bit
being
more.
kept. Like my mom takes care of me, my best friend takes care of me. I just like to be kept, taken care of.
Yes, you've had the best of both worlds.
So I'd probably just travel and yeah. I would just travel and eat. Yeah, and well,
A food critic?
oh,
Perhaps?
I did think about that one.
You might just quit right now.
Sounding really good.
Wine
Off to
connoisseur?
Italy for sure.
Yes.
I'd be in the UK.
Where you go.
I mean, yeah,
All right,
Europe.
All right, how about you, Bobby?
Well, I love gardening. I love growing food, so I could be a farmer. I've always wanted to have a farmer's market stand and sell my produce. That would be fun. I
I've done
love
that.
arranging flowers, so I could be a florist. Yeah, I don't know. I'm great at talking. I could be a talk show host, maybe. Maybe not so good at asking questions, so maybe I wouldn't be good at that.
She'd be the host.
I'm the question asker.
I've also thought about, I love writing, so, but if I guess that's kind of music, so maybe I could write some books. I don't know.
Fiction or nonfiction.
No.
Yeah.
All right. Last but not least.
I feel like all the jobs that the only job I really had besides like working in cafes and coffee shops, was in the makeup. Like I was a makeup artist. And so I always saw myself like in the entertainment industry somehow. Like I always saw myself as a performer, but then as I got older and like Bobby said, people were saying, what's your real job? Like what's more realistic? You can't just be a performer. I was like, okay, well, I'm going to be involved somehow. So then I was behind the scenes doing makeup and I loved that too. So I probably would do something still in the entertainment industry. I loved like traveling and experiencing that like excitement of even on film sets. Yeah, I'd say something within
She's very good
Film
makeup artist.
entertainment industry.
It's true. She's only done my face once.
Me
so.
too. What the heck?
It's true. A couple times. I'm busy. Gotta do my own.
But I can afford you.
I also like doing hair.
Very expensive.
We've actually done
I like doing hair.
weddings together where
Yeah.
like I did hair and I think I did makeup too. I don't know. We also worked at Nordstrom at the same time
Yeah,
for a while. We'd visit
in the
each other on
cosmetics
different
and-
floors and get coffee and
Yeah, I did like also lots of work in like music videos previous to this band. So that's how I even got involved in like the country music scene up in Canada, was doing makeup for music videos up there. So yeah, something behind the scenes like that.
I like mine the best.
being a kept woman.
I mean, that would be fine too.
I'd do that too.
But if it had to be a career,
Yeah.
otherwise I'd be a stay-at-home mom and just hang out in the grass.
Have a
with
whole
my
bunch
kid.
of children.
Yeah, I'd have a litter.
A litter.
All at once. All out.
Yeah.
That's good.
What's a surprising fact about you that fans might not know? Whoever wants to go first.
You can embarrass us, like embarrass me.
Let's see. A
Agree.
surprising fact that fans might not know. Well,
I snore.
I put mouth tape on and Brittany can hear people through walls.
I have
so
really good hearing.
when we share
why
hotel
We
rooms.
can't share a room.
It's hard.
No, so we have to put brown noise on. Brittany wears an eye mask. She has little tiny ear holes that she needs little tiny earplugs for.
Yeah.
Even though I have small ear holes, my hearing is impeccable.
It is. And then I sleep next to her. So I've learned to sleep, you know, I don't want to disturb her. She has Italian rage. So I just have to lay there.
Only when I'm
Yeah.
only when my
Yeah.
my sleep is being messed with.
Yeah. So I just lay there and I tape my mouth shut and I try not to disturb anyone. And
But
then,
before
Oh my goodness.
you taped it, like before you learned about the mouth tape,
Yeah.
you would talk a lot. So I would just tell you, okay, you can keep talking, but I'm just gonna go to sleep now.
it's like a meditation.
Bobby
for you.
Talks a lot.
Yeah,
so
it's like
that's
listening to a
something
podcast
I
and I'm just
would
like, okay.
Everyone's trying to sleep and I'm like, oh my gosh, guys, what do you want to wear tomorrow?
Yeah.
Look at this cute cat. Did you guys see this video? Yeah.
I'm like, okay, go to sleep now.
Yeah. So, you know, sometimes we do get our own hotel rooms, but then we miss each other.
Yeah, or get
So,
scared.
We get
Yeah.
FOMO.
Or, scared. We've had a lot of weird, scary things like that happen.
Yeah.
So we go paranoia. We try to make jokes about it.
9 lives on the road.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's kind of crazy traveling alone as girls. You know, couple suitcases each. And so we've got, you know, multiple luggage carts and it's a bit of a, it's chaotic.
I
But
like and juggle.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
that's true.
I think what other things do we not have publicly known?
We're pretty open.
I mean,
to be honest.
Yeah, we
Uh-huh.
kind of just share everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. We want to have our own reality show. It's actually in the works right now. So
Mhm.
that's why, because
Very
I mean,
cool.
we haven't lived with cameras around us, which
Yeah.
could be good or bad.
Yeah, but also I don't know because like we have some really funny things happen and then we try and like re-explain it or something. It's just not as good, you know, like when
Yeah,
when
it's
the
true.
pressure's on, like even in interviews sometimes we're like talking to the people before and we have all this like great stuff to say and then the camera's on and we're like, let's try and replay that,
Yeah.
you know? And so
Yeah.
cameras could be good or bad, but I guess if we couldn't really see them.
Mhm.
Yeah, and you probably get used to it after a while.
I think so.
Definitely.
Yeah. We're pretty open.
Forget about them.
Yeah.
As long as they don't come in the room.
I don't
I
know.
don't
You know.
think so.
I don't think any reality show
Boundaries,
does that.
boundaries, ladies.
Yeah.
And we're good.
What's currently on your playlists?
Well, we're
Big
listening to a
deals.
lot of demos of songs that we've been writing. We've written so many songs and then we made so many demos and we're working through a potential record deal right now. We can't really talk about much of it right now.
We can
But
say that much.
we can say that.
Mhm.
So there's potential things happening right now where we are going to be choosing new music for releases. So there's that. I just downloaded the new Morgan Wallen album.
That's all that you have on your playlist.
I love him.
I listen to like
Um,
new country music, like playlists on, or Sheryl Crow, or like, it depends on the mood.
We listened to Jewel the other night.
We did. So sometimes it's that nostalgic feel. I love that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, lots of
I
stuff.
pretty much like silence when we're not.
It's true.
Yeah.
And frequencies.
We
love frequencies.
I like nothing too.
I just
sometimes.
turn my radio off a lot.
Yeah.
I used to have like
Yeah.
radio just a lot, but then when you're doing it nonstop, sometimes just silence is.
Definitely. Sometimes I'm like,
Perfect.
maybe I should just put music on while I'm doing my makeup. And then I'm like, nah,
No,
I just
we
want
have
nothing.
quiet. Maybe
It
because we
happens a
all
lot.
talk so much when we're around each other,
That's
or we just break into weird old songs like da da dee da da.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
Ah, yeah. 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 So, anyways, we're very random. All of
You can
them.
go for it. You can go for it right now. I don't mind.
Oh, no.
It's usually after
Uh,
shows when we're
Riled up. We start rapping, or
uh,
I love rapping.
Kyla just turns her verses of songs we figured out yesterday. Kyla's like, why do I always get put with the rapping verses? And I'm like, it's just how you sing. And she's
It's
like,
true.
she's like, you try singing my verse, and I sang it. And she's like, oh, I guess I just
It was
rap.
extra. It's extra.
Yeah, it's attitude.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Extra Mila Kyla, we call
Yes.
her. She's always going the extra
I used to.
mile.
I had a rap album, so it's like slightly.
Didn't I do your makeup
still
for
there.
that?
You did.
But it was like,
Oh, yes, that's true.
but that was not
Scary.
glamorous makeup. That was like something wild. I don't even remember. It was like,
I want to see this.
it was,
It's on YouTube.
Okay.
we'll show you.
We keep learning about each other.
10 years in,
Yeah.
we're still having fun.
Aw. I wish every
Yeah.
relationship was like that. That's wonderful.
Yeah. Healthy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kyla, did you answer who's on your playlist?
I said silence.
Yeah.
And
That's right.
frequencies.
Silence. Yeah. I guess I was still expecting to hear somebody, but yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I just there's one that I can't pronounce, but Kraugbin.
Oh, you played that in your car the other day.
I can't pronounce it. So
That's
I was
nice.
gonna say that, but I can't pronounce it.
Kinda like
so.
Oh, what about
vibey.
the remix guy that you really like too? You show us.
Kygo. I love Kygo.
Yeah.
But no,
Very cool.
but pretty much all the time it's frequencies, silence, my dog
And you like
barking.
podcasts a lot, like the
Yes.
Stormy Warren one.
Yeah, Exit 209.
Yeah.
I listen to a lot of podcasts.
She's always learning things.
I
Yeah.
like to multitask at all times.
Or nothing.
That's
Or
true.
all not-
Or
all
I
nothing.
call it starfish. My mom sees me a lot like that. I'm like,
So what can fans expect from you coming up? You're single, do you have a single coming out? You have an album coming out? You're going on
there's
tour?
going to be a lot happening.
Yeah.
Mhm.
More than
Very nice.
ever.
And there's things that we can talk about, and then there's things that I guess we can say some things, like there's new music coming, there's
Mhm.
singles coming,
Mhm.
possibly an album. But we're touring a lot. So we have a whole list of, Kyla does our website, and there's a
But I
huge
pretend I don't.
list.
It's a
Yeah.
team.
Right.
It's a big team
Yeah.
that does it.
So there's a huge list of shows on there, and we're playing, all over BC, Alberta, which is the western part of Canada. We're doing some new states that we haven't done. So we have a goal of playing in every province, every state. We still want to get a map and color it in along the way. That seems like something you would do.
I'd love to do that.
Yeah. And but so there'll be some new states this year, some state fairs, and coming back to Texas. So that's exciting too.
We just actually got an ask to come to Texas while we're talking to you.
Really? Another one?
Yeah.
Oh yes, I saw that come in actually. Yeah.
We spend a
Very
lot of time
cool.
there.
Mhm.
Very
Might have
cool.
to have another house.
Yeah, that's true.
Another one.
There's places in Texas that we haven't explored.
Another house in Texas. We
Oh.
might have to. There's so much.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah.
We recently discovered Waco. We had never been there.
That was
In
so-
Katy.
Katy,
that was fun.
Texas. So we went to San Antonio once for a day. That was beautiful, but I would love to go back again.
Mhm.
Yeah. So Texas is huge.
There's a lot in the plans that is coming up.
Yes.
Basically to
Yes.
round that
To
question.
come back full circle.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Lots going on.
Mhm.
Where's the best place for people to follow your journey?
You can follow us on any social media platforms, except for Snapchat. We don't do that one for some reason. There's a lot. Anyways, you can follow us at The Heels Music, or our website is theheelsmusic.com.
I'd say we're most active on Instagram.
That's our favorite.
We're always storing on there, and we try to be as active on all the other platforms and repost. But I think Instagram was just one that we all use a lot.
Yeah, and we have a lot of like interaction there.
Mhm.
Facebook too, but it naturally it
It's
shares, so it's
Yeah.
connected. So I guess when I say Instagram, I also mean Facebook.
Mhm.
TikTok, we've done decent.
We did.
Too.
We have a huge community there from other parts of the world. So we do post there as well.
Yeah.
I would say those three are
Yeah.
where you will find us mostly.
Yeah.
And then, like you said, the website will link you to everything.
We're very active on our stories on Instagram though,
Yes.
of anything.
And honestly, if people message us, we connect back, and we have people on there that follow us that send us voice messages, and we send voice messages back. So there's ways to connect with us beyond social media apps. There's even an app that we're partners with called Starkicks, and you can have like FaceTiming with us. So it's something where we can have like a personal FaceTime. I think it's about 5 minutes or
3 minutes.
3 minutes.
Yeah.
It's just a quick little interaction,
Mhm.
and then we take selfies together, and it's sort of a virtual meet and greet platform that's just started, and there's actors, singers, athletes,
Yeah.
models.
Celebrities.
Yeah, everybody is on there, and so are we. Starkicks, Kix.
With an X, yes. Starkicks with an X.
From cafe harmonies to Grand Ole Opry glory, the Heels are living proof that music with purpose can move mountains and hearts. Their journey reminds us that when women come together with vision, courage, and a little sparkle, there's no limit to what they can create. To learn more about the Heels, follow them on social media and stream their latest release, Work of Heart, wherever you listen to music. And remember, at Texas Women in Music, we'll keep shining a light on the artists who make Texas and the world sing a little louder. I'm your host, Shauna Rose. Thanks again for tuning in. Stay curious, stay inspired, and we'll see you next time.